So generally we see nearly 4 to 5 questions related to history from general awareness section of SSC, that is nearly 8 to 10 marks. Now to get this 10 marks, what are the topics you need to cover in history? That is Harappa and Vedic civilization, the important kings and important temple, that is ancient temples that were built in which time period, ancient kings and dynasty, that is Magad, Mahajanapadas and other, and the chronology of medieval India and their important system and monuments, the thing that were before the revolt of 1857, education reforms, the foreign visitor who visited India like Fahing. We need to learn all the governor generals and viceroy of India, like which governor general was in the time period of which person or what they did, like the government of India 1919 Act was in the time period of Chelmsford. So likewise Delhi Sultanate in a chronological order, like when it started, who was the first Delhi Sultanate. Similarly Sufi movement, Bhakti movement, all just the basic idea, not in depth knowledge, just a basic idea of every topic. The great Mughal emperor and Indian national movement with all the leaders and what are their contribution and their role in the Indian history and freedom struggle. This is very important. So as we have already discussed the part 1 of Indian national movement, that was from 1905 to 1919. So now we will be discussing the part 2, that is from 1919 to 1939, and this part marks an era of mass movement. So you can see Gandhiji in the image, Gandhiji marching with few other followers. And what is this image for? This represents the Dandi March. So now let's see what are the topics. First of all, Gandhiji's early activism. When he arrived India, what did he did? And now let's start. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, that is Gandhiji, and or Mahatma Gandhi, and the Mahatma title to him is given by Ravindranath Tagore. He arrived India on 9th January 1915. And his first civil disobedience movement was Champaran Satyagraha, whereas his first hunger strike was in Ahmedabad mill strike, and his first non-cooperative movement was Kheda Satyagraha. Kheda Satyagraha is too in Gujarat. After this came the Government of India Act 1919, or also called as Montague-Chelmsford Reform. In this, diarchy was introduced. And what was the diarchy? It was divided into, the provisional subject was divided into reserved subject and transferred subject. What is reserved subject? It is such as police, jails, land revenue, irrigations, forest and etc. Whereas transferred subjects are education, local self-government, public health, sanitization, agriculture and etc. In reserved subject, the governor and his executive council administrated things, and in transferred subject, the governor and his minister, that is legislative council, administrated the things. After this, that is Government of India Act 1919, came the Rowlatt Act. What was Rowlatt Act and why is it important? And even it was called the Black Act, and also the Rowlatt Satyagraha was marked as the first mass strike. And this is because in Rowlatt Act, any person can be arrested just on the basis of suspicion of being criminal or militant. So for this reason, it was also called the Black Act, and nationwide hartal, that is fasting and prayer, were observed. So now you see, with the Rowlatt Satyagraha, as it was going on in Punjab, they got a huge support for Rowlatt Satyagraha, and at that time, on the Baisakhi day, where all the crowd were gathered to listen to the leaders, General Dyer ordered firing, and that is Jallianwala Bagh massacre, and that was in the year 1919 on 13th April, which led to killing of hundreds of people, including women and children. So that is one of the black day in the Indian history. After this came the Khilafat movement. What was in the Khilafat movement? The chief cause of this movement was the defeat of Turkey in the First World War and the harsh term of the Treaty of Service in 1920. The whole movement was based on the Muslim belief that the Caliph, that is the Sultan of the Turkey, was the religious head of the Muslim all over the world. So, this Khilafat movement was later merged with non-cooperation movement that was launched by Gandhiji in 1920. Now let's see what is non-cooperation movement. Non-cooperation movement, that is from 1920 to 1922, was a sequel to the Rowlatt Act, Jallianwala Bagh massacre and Khilafat movement, and was formally launched on 1st August 1920. And this was approved in Nagpur session of Congress, that is Indian National Congress. In this, khakis were used, establishment of national school colleges and private panchayat courts were done, popularizing Swadeshi goods and khadi were done. And after this, there was a Chauri Chaura incident, and this is the only reason, and this is one of the main reason for the suspension of non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji in Bardoli on 12th February 1922. And what happened in Chauri Chaura incident? A mob of people at Chauri Chaura, that is near Gorakhpur, clashed with the police and burnt 22 policemen alive. And that took place on February 5, 1922. And we know Gandhiji was a preacher of ahimsa, that is non-violence. And this incident in this non-cooperation movement was a youth shock for Gandhiji, and for this reason he need to cancel the movement and called off the movement. But there was a revolutionary organization all over the India forming, and few are Anusuli Samiti, that is in 1902 founded, and it was founded by Gyanendra Nath Bose. Hindustan Republican Association or Army, that is HRA, in 1924 by Yogesh Chandra Chatterjee, Sachindranath Sehgal. Even Hindustan Socialistic Republican Association, that is HSRA, in 1928 by Chandrasekhar Azad. The organization formed by Bhagat Singh is Bharat Naujawan Sabha, and in the year 1926, and this was formed in Lahore. With this revolutionary organization, there are few activities too related, and you must know that is Kakori train dacoit, and that was done by Ram Prasad Bismil. The assembly bomb case, that was by Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt. Chittagong armory raid, that was by Surya Sen. And the murder of Michael O'Dyer, it was by Udham Singh. And with this, there was a spread of non-cooperation movement in the nation. But also this caused a rift between Swarajists and no changes. Now who are the Swarajists? Swarajists were the section of leader who followed passive phase of the movement, and they were led by C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru and Ajmal Khan. In the other hand, there were no changes, who were those who were opposing council entry, like, and who were they? They were Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad, C. Gopalachari and M.A. Ansari. Now with this came the phase when there was a Simon Commission, and that was in the year 1927. On November 8, 1927, Lord Birkenhead sent Simon Commission to India, which was appointed after the name of its chairman, Sir John Simon. It was a 7-membered Indian statutory commission comprising of only white member, and that is the only reason why Simon Commission was boycotted. On February 3rd, 1928, the Simon Commission landed on Bombay, and this was welcomed with the slogan by Go Back Simon. That means it was not welcomed, people were opposing it. Similarly, in Punjab, in October, opposing Simon Commission, Lala Lajpat Rai, during a lathi charge And similarly, in Punjab, opposing this Simon Commission, there was a martyred of Lala Lajpat Rai opposing this Simon Commission, and in Lathi charge he died on November 17th, 1928. Now, this Simon Commission is one of the important commission, as this commission's report is also the base of Government of India Act 1935. So after this Simon Commission came the Nehru report, that is Nehru Committee report of 1928, and in this an All India Party conference met and subcommitted under the chairmanship of Motilal Nehru, and few major recommendation was done, that was on the basis of language, including equal right of women, right for union, universal adult franchise, and there were total 19 fundamental rights that were demanded in this Nehru report. After this Nehru report came the Jinnah's 14 point, and this was on 9th March 1929. Here the Muslim League stuck to its demand for reservation of seats, especially in the central legislature and in Muslim majority provinces, during the course of the deliberation of all party conference. To consider the Nehru report in December 1928, the All India Party conference was held. On behalf of Muslim League, Jinnah proposed 3 amendments to the Nehru report, and in that 3 amendment there were the 14 point of Jinnah, and this is called Jinnah's 14 point. After this came the Delhi Manifesto, and that came in the year 1929, November 2nd. And after the Delhi Manifesto came the Lahore session of the Congress, and this is one of the important session, and this was in December 1929. As in this session the demand of Purna Swaraj took place, and on December 31st, 1929 at midnight on the bank of river Ravi, the newly adopted tricolor flag of freedom was hoisted, and the slogan of Inqilab Zindabad was shouted. And the slogan of Inqilab Zindabad was said. On this session, the declaration of Purna Swaraj on the date January 26, 1930 was publicly issued. So for this reason Lahore session is important. After the Lahore session came the civil disobedience movement, that is the Congress Working Committee authorized Gandhi ji the full power to launch civil disobedience movement when they found no positive response in coming from the government on their demand, like whatever demand they have made of Purna Swaraj, when that was not coming, they under the leadership of Gandhi ji started the civil disobedience movement. And what marked the initiation of civil disobedience movement? That was Dandi March. And what was Dandi March? It is from the headquarters of Ahmedabad through the village of Gujarat. Gandhi ji along with the band of 78 members of Sabarmati Ashram marched for 240 miles on 12th March, and this historically marked the beginning of civil disobedience movement. On April 6th, by picking up a handful of salt at Dandi, salt law was broken by Gandhi ji, and this was the initiation of Dandi March. Similar thing was done by C. Rajagopalachari, who broke the salt, who started the salt satyagraha movement in Tamil Nadu, and Baikom Satyagraha was started by K. Kalampan in Malabar, that is present day Kerala. Now the spread of civil disobedience movement was seen as there was Chittagong raid by Surya Sen, and in the area of Peshawar, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, who was also known as the Badshah Khan or the Frontier Gandhi, took a prominent stand. With this came the first roundtable conference, that is in the year 1930 on 12th November, and this was boycotted by Indian National Congress, whereas attended by Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, the Liberals, and princely states. After the roundtable conference, there was a pact between Gandhi and Irwin, that is called Gandhi-Irwin Pact or the Delhi Pact, which is signed on 5th March 1931, and to request Gandhiji to attend the second roundtable conference and even to suspend civil disobedience movement. After this came the Karachi session of 1931, and this is important as on 23rd March 1931, that is 6th day before the Karachi session, three great leaders were executed, namely Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru, and this day, that is 23rd March, now is Shaheed Divas. After this came the second roundtable conference of 1931. This was in London and this was attended by Congress. And after this, civil disobedience movement was reassumed in 1932. Gandhiji, that is Mahatma Gandhi, and Sardar Patel was arrested by the government. The ban was reimposed on the Congress party. After this came the communal awards. That is, in August 1932, the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald announced the Communal Award, and this is one of the British policy of divide and rule, in which the minority status was already given to Muslims, Sikh and Christians. After this communal award, there was a Pune Pact of 1932, which was signed between Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhiji. And according to this, in provincial legislature, seats were increased from 71 to 147 for depressed class, and in the central legislature, 18% of the total seat were agreed to the depressed class. This is in the Pune Pact. It was signed in Yarwada jail in Pune. After the Pune Pact came the third roundtable conference, and that is between 17th November to 24th December 1932. And third roundtable conference was Congress were not participating in this too. In this third roundtable conference, white paper was issued by the British government in 1933. These white paper later became the basis for the enactment of Government of India Act 1935. And civil disobedience movement was finally withdrawn in April 1934 by Gandhiji. The one who attended all the three roundtable conferences are Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Tej Bahadur Sapru. After the third roundtable conference and the white paper by the government, it came the Government of India Act 1935. And this was on the basis of Simon Commission report, the outcome of roundtable conference and British government's white paper, which was issued in 1933. The main feature of this act was provision for the establishment of All India Federal at the centre, consisting of the province of British India and princely states. And after few years of that, the start of Second World War was marked. With this, the part 2 of Indian national movement, that is from 1919 to 1939, ends, and in part 3, that is in the next video, we will be discussing national movement from 1939 to 1947 and even some important leaders and their role in precise exam point of view. And please for this share and like this video so that we get inspired to create such kind of content more. So now let's see what are some previous year question from the same topic that we have seen in SSC exams. So the first is Simon Commission was boycotted by the nationalist leader of India because all were Englishmen. There was no Indians, so it was boycotted. The editor of Young India and Harijan was Mahatma Gandhi. Who of the following attended all the roundtable conference? So the two people who attended all the three roundtable conference are Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Tej Bahadur Sapru. So whenever you get an option, these two are the correct options. The next question, who was the other Congress leader who joined Motilal Nehru to start the Swaraj Party in 1923? He was Chittaranjan Das. Rowlatt Act of 1990 was enacted during the period of Lord Chelmsford, who established the Indian Civil Liberties Union in 19 36. So it was started by Jawaharlal Nehru. Jallianwala Bagh incident took place in Amritsar, Punjab. And on 13th April, All India Harijan Sabha established in 1933. The HSRA, that is Hindustan Socialistic Republican Association, was formed in which year with an aim to overthrow the British? It was in 1928. The Khilafat movement of 1920 was organized as a protest against the injustice done to Turkey and Khalif by the Treaty of Sevres. So whatever party may it form or whatever thing, the only thing we all Indian wanted that time from the period of our independence was Purna Swaraj, that is total independence, India as a country. So with this, hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like, share and comment. And yes, we also provide all the previous year SSC paper with detailed solution, and the link is given in the description box below. Till then, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon for more updates. And yes, if you have anything required, any other topic, please write that in the comment below. Thank you.